I'd first just want to just speak very highly of Tina and her staff and how good they look and how well they play together and execute and compete, and really impressed. It's a very difficult team to scout in one day with the action that they run, and I think we're really fortunate to have come away with a win and found some ways to win the game late in the game. So, but excited for our team, excited just to pull this out. There's a lot of positives that we can take from it, and with the knowledge that we better be better on Sunday.
All right, Jamie Vanek, Coug fan, go ahead.
First off, Coach, congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Charlize fouls out with whatever it is, 23 seconds left. You end up down 3, and then Ula hits the huge 3. And then you get into overtime, you're up 2. Crystal hits the 2 free throws. You're 2 seniors, you're 2 veterans coming up with plays like that. I mean, how rewarding is that for you to watch these players for so long, and then they have just those really, really critical moments at really critical times?
I think if you ask any coach out there, you'll start hearing them talk about seniors and the urgency that in which they play. And Crystal has played that hard for a lot of years, but I've talked about Ula. Just it feels like Ula's got a little bit more calmness to her and a little bit more confidence, and comfortable where she is and what she should be doing for our team. And I thought not only that 3, she made a big post-up move, and obviously she's defending all over the floor. So those 2 players are just great competitors, high IQ. They understand the game. They're getting everybody in the right spots. But their energy and their competitiveness is what leads our team. And so we're going to rely on that. Clearly, I didn't hardly take them off the floor. And at this point, they're so good defensively. I want to sub them maybe for the offensive end, but and especially against UW and what they run, you can really make some big mistakes in what they were doing. So, and those 2 kids are pretty locked in and know how to guard.
Bella ends up just 2 of 12, I think, on the night. Obviously, she had an extremely difficult matchup with the height of Mulkey. On the other side, Mulkey ends up with just 5 points. And then Bella comes up with 4 huge free throws in overtime. That's obviously been something she's worked on, and that has improved from her in the last couple of years. But just talk about her performance and her effort really on that defensive side, just to keep Mulkey to just 5, considering how well she had really been playing in the last couple of games especially.
Yeah, I think just the growth that Bella's made in understanding scouts and doing a good job of reading the scout and going, oh, this is what I have to do and this is what I have to guard. And with these 2, Reese and Mulkey, they're 3-point shooting 5s, and we don't come across that very often. And so that's probably been something that she's not been great doing, and she actually gave one up that was kind of key when Reese came in the game in the first half. That is just, you got to figure that out, and you got to know what you have to do. But when she kind of locked in and understood how she had to guard second half and overtime, she became, again, her agility, her ability to catch, guards that are coming off a ball screen 100 miles an hour and meet them at the rim and make them miss. Her 10 defensive rebounds were critical for us. And then, again, her commitment to get her shot better and to get her free throw better. It just shows growth. It shows where she's going, and she's a long way from being done.
Down 9 with, I think it's 6 minutes left. Almost kind of a similar scenario last year when you played them at home. I think it was 9 or 11, sometime in the third quarter, you guys go on a run. A lot of the same today. What was kind of the message from the coaches, from some of the veterans on the team in that huddle with about 5-6 minutes left to kind of bring you guys back and get it to overtime and then, of course, ultimately win?
Yeah. I don't know that there was much of a message. We felt a little, I just kept not panic, but it felt like we were always, every shot we took, we thought it needed to be worth 10 points. It felt like, what's the panic? What's the worry? It's a shot. We're getting some good looks. And so we never felt a great rhythm. And again, credit to UW and how they guarded and some of the problems that you face in trying to attack them. But I just think it's a game of runs, and Charlize kind of got serious and knew she had to step up, and I thought she had maybe 7 or 8 points in that stretch that got us back in it. And then what you saw is people, different players stepping up and at least giving us a chance to be in it and to get to overtime. But there were no more possessions to be had that we could take off or mess up again. You just had to make stops every time, and you had to score.
You obviously play them again in less than 48 hours. Is there going to be an emphasis on defensive rebounding a little bit?
Yeah. How'd you guess that? I mean, and it's not. I think in football there is a real big time of possession, right? And this one felt like if you did time of possession, theirs would just be outrageous as how long they had it and how long we had to guard. And when you break it down, you're holding that team to 56 points in 45 minutes of play. It's defensively, you're doing some really good things to do that. But the fact that we just had to stay on the defensive end so long and give up so many more possessions can wear you out mentally, and I think it affects their offense too. So we've got to clean that up. We have a better idea of how they're going to attack us, and we've just got to try to figure out some ways that we can attack them a little bit better.
Yeah, obviously a game that had the feel of a rivalry game, a physical game, just craziness out there. As a coach, I'm guessing you're glad it didn't go to a second overtime. You have all your starters in foul trouble there.
Yeah, I mean, this is a rough one. They didn't have a midweek game. We do, and you have one day to prepare for them, a rivalry, and now you turn around and you have one day and you got to travel and do all that. I know everybody in the league's going through some sort of this schedule, but it's a difficult road we have. So we took care of this. It wasn't great. It wasn't pretty. We found a way, and now we have to find a way to regroup and get some legs back and get better without being on the court too long tomorrow, because we can't afford that when you have a noon game the next day.
And what does it kind of say about your team? It comes down to free throws at the end, and you guys were the ones that made them when you needed them.
It's all coaching. We really know how to coach free throws. I don't know. Free throws are a crazy thing. You can practice them all the time in practice, and you get in the game and you miss them. You can not practice them, which is kind of what we do, and they make them. So a lot of good free throw shooters spend a lot of extra time in the gym. You don't have that much time to practice your individual free throws in a team practice right now when you're shortening practice like we are. So, again, Crystal spent a ton of time on her free throws and shooting the last couple of weeks. Bella obviously has really her percentage from a year ago to this year is unbelievable. So she's become pretty solid in that. So everybody needs to step to the line and make them. We had a few that we didn't, and so we got to find a way to get those points when we get to the free throw line.
I keep forgetting to ask you this. Coach Smith has a Modelo after every game. Do you have a post-game beverage of your own?
No, we got one of our staff members came back for this game, and I don't know. I don't think anything. If I had anything, I'd like a glass of red wine. But we've got an early day tomorrow, and we got a lot to do tonight to get ready for our flight tomorrow at noon.
And then was there like a secret agreement between the coaches and the Pac-12? Because 3 games went to overtime tonight.
Yeah.
Just trying to get maximum exposure?
I don't know. It's just impossible. And again, it just shows you, again, how good this league is. I mean, UW's going to win some games. I just don't want it to be on Sunday. I mean, they're in every game. They made some unbelievably hard shots tonight and against pretty good defense, and they had us on the ropes as far as you could have us. So it's a hard league, and you're gonna on the road or at home you're gonna be in a battle every night.
We don't have a specific beverage. Do we have a specific apple in mind?
No, I don't have that either. But our players are talking a little bit about the apples in there, so that's good news.
Coach, this is the first 4-game winning streak that the program's had over Washington in 47 years. You improved to 6-1 against UW. How important is it for the program to get up and be competitive against the Huskies and kind of swing the pendulum the other way here recently against them?
Well, again, it doesn't matter who we play. I keep saying that. Like, I'm not sure we have great streaks against anybody in the league, and those are things that we want to change. A 4-game win streak against someone, that doesn't sound. The bar's not very high in some ways, but rivalries are huge, and records go out the window, and players play above what they should, and it's awesome to win that game. And I've certainly gotten that spirit, having been here now 4 years, and I understand the importance of this game, and it's great to get a win against UW, and again regroup and try to do it again. But yeah, we're gonna enjoy this, but we got to get ready to play a really good, well coached, well prepared UW team again on Sunday.
And then we'll just close out here. There was over 1,100 fans here tonight.
Yeah.
Just, what's your message to the fans and the students that just came out to support you all tonight?
Again, I want to apologize in some ways that our record, our schedule has been so unfan friendly. You can't really come to games. We have our band here, we have our drum line, the cheers here. Oh yeah, they can come to 7:00 games. They can't come to weekday games. So. I think we've shot ourselves in the foot just because of the things that we had to do this year a little bit. So I'm disappointed, in some of the crowds that we've had. But this just goes to show you, we've got to get this thing like this every night and even better. And we got to get a little bit more of a buzz, and we got to get people excited about this team. And that means we need to string together some wins, and maybe we'll get some more people out when we get back in here the next time. But really appreciate the people that came out. We need the fans in every capacity. The student section was awesome. I saw some our practice guys and some other athletes that were on here supporting our athletes. So it's what I think Coug Nation needs and does for each other, and proud of that, and really appreciate the fans that came out tonight.